Hello everyone. Today we will be discussing on chapter 8, working with queries. So the topics that are covered in this chapter are: what is a query? Number 2, setting a relationship between tables, and number 3, creating a query. So part of this chapter as well is actually about forms and reports. Okay, the database of any organization may contain a huge amount of data. Moreover, it may consist of multiple tables. When the number of records in a table increases, it becomes an uphill task for any user to extract specific records from that table. Microsoft Access provides us a solution for this problem through queries. A query is a database object that helps us to retrieve and view information from one or more database tables that meet a specific condition or criteria which you define. The information retrieved on the basis of a specified criteria in the query is stored in a separate table called the query table. Now, what is a query? In general, a query is like a simple question that we ask to find a specific information from the database. Similarly, in Access, when you build a query, you are defining specific search conditions. You can use queries to view, change, summarize, and analyze specific data in different ways. In our daily life, we form several types of queries to get specific information. For example, which students are scoring above 85% marks? Which students live in Sector 4, Chandigarh? And so on. We can make quick decisions depending on that criteria. Example, let us understand the concept of queries with the help of given example. In the students table, we have records of class 8 as well as class 9 students. Suppose we want to extract the records of students of class 8 and class 9 who reside in Panchkuala and Chandigarh. We can find this with the help of queries. Queries are made on tables and the results are displayed in the form of a table. Example, in a group of rows and columns with a set of records that match the given condition. Microsoft Access provides various types of queries: select, parameter, crosstab, action, and SQL or structured query language query. Setting a relationship with tables. Relationships are links that associate a field in one table with a same field in another table. In Access, you store data in multiple tables. To bring that information together, you need to define relationships between the tables. Once you have defined relationship between the tables, data from both the tables can be used by query, form, or report. A relationship works by matching a field with the same name in both tables. In most cases, these matching fields are the primary key from one table that uniquely identifies each record in a table, and a foreign key in the other table. A foreign key is a value in one table that must match the primary key of another table. To create a relationship, make two tables, one with the name students table that holds information about students, such as their roll number, name, class, address, and city. And the other with the name marks table that holds the information about the student's roll number, percentage, and grade. Open one of them in Datasheet view. Click on the Database Tools tab. Select the Relationships button from the Relationships group. The Show Table window appears. Select the required table and click on the Add button. The selected table will appear as a small window in the Relationships window. Likewise, add another table to the Relationships window. Click on the Close button to close the Show Table dialog box. You can activate the Queries tab if your relationships are based on queries, or activate both tabs if relationships are based on both the tables and queries. Drag the primary key of the parent table, example, students table, and drop it over the same field in the child table, example, marks table. The cursor changes to an arrow and the Edit Relationships dialog box appears. Click on the Create button. Access creates the relationship between the tables. This helps in joining two tables to form our large table. Thus, it reduces data redundancy and data inconsistency. A line linking the two tables will appear indicating that both have been linked on the basis of the linked field. Click on the Save button and the Quick Access toolbar to save the relationship. Open the linked table in Datasheet view. The plus symbol before the records indicate that this record is linked with another table. Creating a query. Access provides two ways to create select queries by using Query Wizard and Query Design. Creating a query in Design View. Design View gives us more control over a query. Open the database and click on Create tab on the ribbon. Now click on the Query Design command in the Queries group. The Show Table dialog box is displayed from which you can select tables or queries to add to the query design. Select the table from the Show Table dialog box on which you would like to run a query. Click on the Add button and then click on the Close button. The selected table will appear as a small window in the upper section of the query design, example object relationship pane. The selected query table displays a list of fields. Double-click on the field names you would like to add in the query. They will be added to the design grid in the bottom part of the screen. You can also add fields to the query by dragging them from the field list to the design grid. The design grid is similar to a spreadsheet with columns representing each field in the query. Let us understand the design grid. Field. The first row of the design grid displays the selected field names from the table. Table. Beneath each field name is the name of the existing table. Show. The show row displays a check mark. The fields with check marks display the information when the query is being run. To hide the field during runtime, deselect the check mark by clicking it. Sort property is used to filter the data either in ascending or descending order. It is optional. Criteria. It contains the condition on the basis of which the records will be filtered in the query output. Or, this property is used to set multiple criteria in a query. Thank you. Your homework today will be number 1, read page 84 to 87 and underline important notes. Send me your voice recording as well. 1 will be answer exercises A to D in your book only and try to answer it by yourself. Rectification will be sent to you this evening.